Alright, what is up everyone? It's BlazerKid67 here. So I saw a little article talking about how, well, it's not even an article, just comments everywhere, articles, doesn't matter where, saying that The Witcher 3 was downgraded. There was a graphical downgrade from the trailers that we've all seen before. And to be honest, yeah, when you look at the old trailers and you see some of the old footage that they did show, the game does look like it was downgraded a little bit. But there's always that question. How do you downgrade a game that was never released? How is a game downgraded when it was never released? It was just shown. It was a trailer. Now, one thing I'm going to go ahead and throw out here. You know, I got the article pulled up. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. First thing I wanted to show you guys was the Final Fantasy VII E3 trailer from a long time ago. Okay, this is the Final Fantasy VII E3 trailer, and back in like 97 or something like that. It was a long time ago. But look at the graphics. Look at all this. Just look at how good these graphics were back in these days. Look at that. Did you when you saw that trailer back in fucking 96, 97, did you expect the game to be completely running in this CG cutscene? Did you expect that? I know I did not. I did not at all. And a lot of gamers did. When they bought the game, did it look like this? No, it did have the CG cutscenes. But let's go ahead and look up the Witcher 3 gameplay trailer real quick. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This is the new gameplay trailer. We want the old one from like a long time ago. Was it like a year ago maybe? Let's see here. This was the 35 minutes of gameplay. I saw this all before it came out, and I thought the 35 minutes of gameplay looked good. I thought all that looked really good. Like, it impressed me. I didn't think the graphics were really that bad from what everybody's like fucking going all this hoopla about. Pre-E3. Okay, here's the E3 trailer. Damn, and it's in 1440p. Turn this down a little bit.
The White Wolf.
Is this gonna show gameplay?
Many. Now we are few.
Kinda.
Hunters, killers of the world's filth, witchers, the ultimate killing machines. Among us, a legend. The one they call Geralt of Rivia, the White Wolf.
See, as you guys can see,
We meet again, Witcher.
this isn't even gameplay right now. I'm guessing this is a little bit of gameplay right here.
After all these years, are you sure it's her?
Game looks good. Graphics look decent.
She's in danger. Witnesses claim the Wild Hunt follows her.
Honestly, from what I've seen and played of The Witcher 3, it's not too far off from this.
I shall give her what she deserves.
It really does look this. Okay, here it is. This is it. This is when he's riding on the horse. There's shit going on. Okay, the game does look really good right here. The lighting, yeah, the lighting looks definitely better than the final game. There is more detail on the shadows and stuff in the trailer, as you can see, that really didn't show up in the complete final game. The horse, especially, the horse didn't look that good. Let's go back real quick. The horse did not look that good. That was one of the most noticeable things that people were bringing up was, oh my god, the horse looks so good in the trailer, but in the real game, honestly, the game's not too far from these graphics right here. It's really not. Alright, so that's the trailer that everyone's hoopla and saying, oh, there's been a graphical downgrade from this trailer and blah 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 blah. It's basically the whole, look at this, woohoo, downgrade. Wow, cool. But anyways, everybody's woohooing about graphics, and you know how this goes. And PC players are especially mad right now because other than the game running at a higher frame rate, there's really no difference. Well, there's a slight difference between the PC and the PS4. Everyone's crying about that. You know how PC elitist gotta be. If there's no change between the PS4 and the PC, they're gonna fucking cry and complain like always. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Instead of playing the fucking game and actually enjoying a great story with amazing combat, with a huge world map, let's cry about, oh, my graphics are the same as PS4. Who gives a fuck? But as you guys can tell, the game is running at a higher frame rate on the PC, 60 frames per second. PS4, I think, is still rolling on that 30. But as you can see, for some reason, the PS4 version looks a little bit more saturated than the PC. I'm definitely noticing that. Alright, they're going to show off the anti-aliasing. It looks alright, decent. It's pretty much the same on the PS4. The PC version is a little bit more smooth, it looks like. Now he's going to show off the ambient occlusion that the PC has. When he zooms in, it doesn't really help. It doesn't make it look any better. So we're seeing the ambient occlusion on the PC and the PS4, and there's not really that much of a difference, as you can see. Actually, the PS4 looks a little bit better, but I don't know. Okay, now he's showing off the bloom. Bloom looks good on PC. PS4, I'm noticing more detail in the grass on PC. Now the foliage visibility. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. PS4 is hitting that same thing though. Yeah, actually the PS4 looks a little better. That's weird. Okay, so this is the hair on PC with NVIDIA Hairworks. That's a new engine they're running with. And this is on the PS4. The PC version looks way better with the Hairworks. Way better. Whoa, way. Tons more better. Now they're going to show him in the tub, which is kind of weird. Dang, the PS4 is looking better at this scene. It's just, I think it's the saturation that's just making him look more detailed. I mean, yeah, you can see why PC player. Whoa, damn, his face looks way more detailed on the PS4. I mean, you can see why PC players could be a little upset. You know, yeah, there might be a little bit of a graphical downgrade on the PC version, but it doesn't take away from the game in my opinion. I mean, I could give a fuck less what they're doing on PS4. I just want to know what I'm doing on PC. Of course, PC is gonna have better grass. Looks like there's a few more patches than normal. It's even showing the density of the grass. This looks really good on PC. PS4, grass doesn't really have much density. It's still looking like you're walking through patches. Light shafts should look good on PC, actually. No, they look good on both. I mean, you guys get the point. It goes on and on. See, they're going to show the shadow quality. Shadow quality is going to look better on PC. More than likely, or it's going to look the same. Looks kind of the same, in my opinion. But you can see why PC people would be a little bit upset about this. But honestly, does that really change the game at the end of the day? Who cares about graphics? Who cares about, you know, if the game got a graphical downgrade from the E3 trailer? I'm getting sick and tired of seeing all this. Now, I think we're expecting too much from these games. These developers, nowadays, you guys gotta watch out, developers. Because when you show this kind of stuff, people are gonna want this kind of stuff. They're gonna want this as their game. When you show this, CD Projekt Red, when you show this right here, people nowadays are gonna expect this. See, Square Enix could get back. They could get away with it back in the day with the CG cutscenes and such in their trailers, because people didn't really expect that back in the day. They expected decent graphics, but not like this. Now people want what they see in their trailers. If they see this, they want these graphics. And so, I mean, I don't know. Nowadays, I'm confused on what's a good game, what's a bad game. People are just judging these games based on downgrades, what they looked like at E3, what they didn't look like at E3. Come on, whatever happened to like listening to the, you know, criticizing the dialogue in the game, criticizing the music in the game, criticizing, you know, the characters, the art style. Whatever happened to that kind of stuff? No one does that anymore. Even if you go on YouTube, you look up all these other YouTubers, nobody does stuff like that anymore at all. They don't criticize any of that kind of stuff. All they do is they focus on what the game looks like. What's the graphics like? What's the game's FPS running like? Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Like, honestly, at this point, I'm getting really frustrated with the gaming industry, and just fans and even YouTubers at this point they're just all frustrating me. I don't understand what they want out of these games nowadays. But I mean, a game's visuals and graphics do matter, like this thing says right here in this article. They do matter. But to what extent? To what extent? If a game could be the most beautiful game ever, but if the game plays like shit, has a story like shit, characters are shit, music is shit, does it really matter at the end of the day? I guess where I'm going to leave off at is games do change in the development process. What you see at E3 isn't what you're going to get when the game is released the next year or the next 2 years after. It's not going to be what you're going to get, guys. That's just how it is. That's the development process. Sometimes games look like shit at E3 2015 or 14, and 2 years later when the game's actually released, they look beautiful. They look magnificent. They have all these bugs and the graphics are crap, and everyone will be like, oh, you know, this game looks really crap at E3, but hopefully, you know, by the release date it gets better. Well, the same thing for a game that looks good at E3. Sometimes a game will look really good at E3, and sometimes developers have to cut corners to meet that release date. Say they make a release date next year, May 2016, after E3 2015. Well, sometimes to meet that release date, developers have to cut down on graphics. They have to cut corners to save on FPS. Things happen. Things happen during the development process. People just need to take that into account and, you know, judge a game fairly. Judge a game fairly nowadays. Please, just do it. It's not that hard. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Have an amazing day.